Welcome back to the weekly episode of Chace and Chase. We're a day behind.
That's not it.
It's not it? Is it Davis and Chase?
It is Davis and Chase.
I kind of like Chase. Is Chase and Chase, has that been a show? So item number 1, 24-Hour Fitness and Spartan Race have a partnership. Now, first of all, does this mean Spartan has officially canned the idea of opening their own gyms?
Well, there's still that one on an island by itself in Miami, I think, right?
Right.
And one in New York. No, maybe not in New York. I think they just did a thing at a gym in New York.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe Tough Mudder has cornered the market on boutique obstacle course racing tie-in gyms.
They both launched this idea 5 years too late, essentially. I think the time to monetize would have been 2012, 2013. Everybody's signing up for these new things. What is it? I think that was the time to open those gyms.
Yeah. Plus, we covered this on our podcast. I don't know what the long-term sustainability of a gym like that is. And the one that opened here in Massachusetts in Burlington, we talked to the owner and he's a great guy and they have a great business plan and all that. But I think the interest is the biggest thing. And if you're not getting an audience, you're not paying your bills. And no matter how well run or the business is and how well organized the classes are, it's people want to go to the gym and kind of do their own thing at times. And that the class-based gyms are great, but I think you need to have a little more broad selection before people really buy into it.
Yeah, I don't see people going to Tough Mudder gyms. It just seems weird.
The name doesn't fit. I don't know. Lifetime Fitness not Lifetime, 24-Hour Fitness. That partnership I think is better because then you can just push people into an already existing working, business model. So I guess better the partnership than launching your own brand.
Yeah, I think it would make sense to be, hey, we know all you Spartans out there love to train. You want to know where we train? We train over 24-Hour Fitness. Get a special discount over there, right?
Yeah, and you know what they should do? And shit, this is a good idea, and I should probably charge for it. But they should have 24-Hour Fitness is generally a big box retail gym. They should put like a Spartan Race corner in 24-Hour Fitness, right? And put like a monkey bars and heavy bags and all kinds of stuff. This is the Spartan Race section of 24-Hour Fitness. That's a damn good idea. Somebody should get on.
Maybe that's what they're doing. But initially, the monstrosity that you're looking at on the screen now, I got the press release. It said, hey, we're going to have this great float and we're going to have a few of our athletes. And I said, guess which athletes? Did you see the best answer someone wrote down?
I think I saw it, but remind me.
Killian, Racketon, Bose. Those are the three. Those are the three people.
That's pretty good.
Even old Spartan Race from the Inside gave me a thumbs up on that. That's Mike from Spartan. But anyhow, 3 Spartan athletes. It'll probably be Killian and Alyssa and I don't know. Faye's, that's the other athlete. I don't think Faye's with them anymore.
I mean, it sure doesn't seem like it because she hasn't really done anything of note as of late. So.
But she's not on the literature either. She's not on the...
Yeah, but she's always the one that they like, she's she was the marketable one, but I don't know, maybe Rhea will jump in and do it this time. No, she's not going to be in the States for New Year's.
So by the time we do next week's show, we will have seen it. Can you hear that beeping? That's my Facebook.
I did not hear you beeping, no.
Okay, I'm going to close this down because it's my Facebook. Hang on. Oh my God, stop writing me.
It's tough being popular, man.
I don't even know when I turned that notification on. Where'd that app go? Okay, here we go. Next up, OCRWC televised program. I watched the first minute and a half. You watched the entire thing. Is it on YouTube, by the way? What is the platform?
Yeah, so you can visit their website, ocrwc.com/watch or something like that. If you go to the OCRWC website, it's on there. It is hosted on YouTube, so you can find it on YouTube as well.
Okay, so that's important to people like me who might have a smart TV, and YouTube is one of the options because I'm not one of those people that knows how to share my screen with things. If it's not on YouTube or Amazon or Netflix, I can't see it. So that's good to know because I'm not really a sit in front of my computer for 30 minutes kind of a guy.
Yeah, I watched it the other day. It was I did watch it on my computer. That might be the longest thing that I've watched on my computer. It was really well done. I'll say they had great coverage of the athletes. They had good footage on course. It seemed like they had footage mainly based around the festival area and all the obstacles that were around the festival area. There wasn't a lot of in the weeds based coverage. The commentary was great. I thought the team that Adrian had put it together, and I don't know who it is. All I know is they had a British accent. But the commentary was great, and they filmed it and they broadcast it almost as if it was like a live coverage of the event because there were times where it was like the men are out on the course, and now let's go to the women. We're following the women. And then here's John Albin coming across the finish line. So they didn't have a ton of there wasn't a lot of Spartan Race, heavy editing build up, fake build up. Sometimes Albin wins the world championship by 4 minutes, but they build it up as if Atkins is coming down the hill and Albin's coming down the hill. And, this year it was a close race, but most times it's edited for television. And the focus was really, what are they doing on the obstacles? What are they doing on the course? They had somebody there kind of on course talking about it. So I thought it was really well done. And
so
the fact that it's available to everybody now.
So it looks more like the Spartan live stuff does on Facebook, you're saying?
Yeah, it's kind of a balance between Spartan Facebook Live and then, the NBC or CBS broadcast to Tough Mudder. So it was really well done, I thought.
I recognize Francesca. She's been on other things before. I feel like she's been on a reality show maybe in England before. Forgive me, English audience who's yelling at me when I don't know things. But that's how I feel when I listen to your show sometimes. So
yeah, and I like they got down into the coverage of some of the obstacles and techniques and things like that. There wasn't a lot of fluff involved, and the best part is there's no ads as part of it, so it wasn't every 6 minutes you had to go and see a shoe ad or a Fitbit ad or anything else. So I'll take that any day.
All right, let's go to the Mud Run Guide Awards.
Yeah, I am talking to this program is one half of just a dominant Mud Run Guide Award winner.
Well, weren't you second place something?
We were second place best regional team and/or community.
Which in reality is the stupidest award. Would you not admit?
It's a popularity contest for who can invite the most people into their Facebook.
Right. Now it's all a popularity contest, right?
Of
on
course,
the macro.
yeah, it all is.
But I posted 2 years ago, this would be like if you had a poll in your family, who's the best sibling, and everybody gets a vote, right? Or who's the best family member? It's everyone's going to be a virtual tie, right? Or
it also shows how limited scope people's attention span is when it comes to obstacle course racing, and how little they generally step outside of their comfort zone. Because Hobie Call, right? Perfect example. Best Masters Athlete 2018. Oh, Hobie Call. I know that name because he did 5 things 5 years ago. So they click his name. He literally didn't run a race in 2018, but he wins Best Masters Athlete because people don't know any other name beyond.
He could win for the next 3 years.
He probably will. We should nominate him next year just as a joke to see if he wins, and he will win because people aren't going to vote for, Kevin Donahue or anybody else. It's they only know the famous names of people that they've seen either on your site or on Mud Run Guide because they did something. Wasn't he supposed to do the world pull-up record or something? Did he just give up on that?
If anybody knows, drop us a note. When I met him in Tahoe, he said he was going for the 10-minute record and the 24-hour record. And Tahoe was only a couple months ago. But yes, such is the life of polls in general. We talked about for the last couple of years, Spartan would win best metal and most innovative. And we think that's because it's mostly a Spartan audience.
Mm-hmm.
Now this year we had some writing of the ship. Savage won with Holy Sheet, which I thought was nice.
Most innovative, yep.
And Spartan still won best medals, though.
They did. I mean, their Ultra Buckle this year, cops are going by, their Ultra Buckle this year I thought was really well done. It lost a little in the translation because it was still the same buckle from last year, but I think the hype and the build-up around Ultra this year was well done, and I think that they might need to do something a little extra next year to make it as exciting again. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with the Ultra Buckle. But, when you talk to Brett Stewart on your show, bravo for that, by the way. That was an excellent interview.
Thank you.
He talked about how NORAM and OCRWC kind of cannibalized themselves a little bit. So I think if those two things weren't separate instances, I think they would have won, most innovative. I think they would have won best medal. I think they would have taken it all home. So
you're saying that they get a smaller piece overall. There should be a runoff. That's what they should do. They should do a runoff like they do in real elections.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Brett said it. He's privy to seeing the numbers, and it was like OCRWC had a 16% of the vote, and then NORAM had 16% of the vote, but Spartan had 18% of the vote. So you put those two, NORAM and OCR votes together, and it wins by a landslide. But in this case, it does not because, again, let's be honest, who's voting on the Mud Run Guide Awards? The majority of people are Spartan racers.
Yeah,
right?
although I did throw Mud Run Guide a bone. I did send it to my contacts at Tough Mudder, and they did in fact share it on their social sites, because I said I don't think anybody in Tough Mudder land sees these things because they just don't have a lot of groups. They have like one World's Toughest Community. But it didn't help them. They still didn't win anything.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't think the Tough Mudder community is they're not insecure enough where they have to win an award to make them feel good about how much they enjoy their own race, I think. Well, Spartan Up Podcast, best OCR podcast.
And that's probably gonna happen, almost every year, sadly. And those of you that aren't me that get votes, it's a bummer because they don't have the best OCR podcast. Although I do get to say I'm better than Joe and his team at one thing, and that makes me feel good.
I mean, not to devalue the work that you put in and what the other people put in, because first and foremost, it is a popularity contest, right? It's like prom king and queen. There's no value in the person that wins. It mainly is popularity, but to have the coverage of those different categories and to draw focus to it, which I think is something they do very well. They do probably have to minimize the amount of categories they have. They're up to like 35 categories.
Well, but so let's be real here. Okay, let's be real. God damn it! if you look at the point behind these things, right? What are they? Right?
Well, it's to get attention to the website and to draw clicks.
Right. So if that's the ultimate goal, right? Look at it from your local paper or your local alt weekly. And I didn't always know this as a young man, but as I got older, I started to notice that it's never just like, best restaurant. It's let's give away as many of these things as possible, right? Mm-hmm. Because they'll advertise for us by saying they won something, and B, maybe they'll advertise with us. Now, it's not a direct correlation, but it certainly can't hurt, right?
Right.
We're voted the best Cajun restaurant by Creative Loafing. Let's throw some money at Creative Loafing, right? So when you do large, middle, small, international USA. I'm not blaming them. It's how one would do it if they were going to do it. But it's hard to not win an award if you're a race, right? Like when it said Best American Race Series, and one of those options isn't Spartan or Tough Mudder. What? Yeah. Oh no, they're under the global category. Oh, okay. So Warrior Dash and Rugged Maniac can split that every year. It's like, what? Like, who thinks Rugged Maniac's the best race in the country? Now, I like Rugged Maniac, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, they win by default because you remove the two other Titans from there. So,
right. Now, here's a guy, me, who wins awards and is happy he wins awards, right? So, and I'm the guy saying this. So you know what I mean? I'm certainly happy that I win. I've said it on my podcast multiple times. If I win the podcast one, I feel very happy about it because I put a lot of hard work into it. And it's my little baby. But when Ray Chivas wins Best Videographer, what does that mean? Ray Chivas apparently does some good work. Ray Chivas, when I went to Ray Chivas's YouTube channel, there was not a 2018 video. How is that the best obstacle course videographer for 2018?
I don't know. Somebody got done dirty.
Well, off the top of my head, Arnell makes videos. Jeff makes videos for ORM. What's his name? Makes Hockey Ghost. Ryan Mead makes Hockey Go Stick Pro videos. Like, there's a lot of people that make videos that people know really well. And I would guess a lot of people do not know who Ray Chivas is, but Ray Chivas successfully told a lot of people to vote for him. Or they left it blank. Could that happen? That people just left it blank?
Yeah, I didn't vote for plenty of categories because I had no input. So
when you vote for your local election and there's something you don't know, do you skip it or do you vote for like Democrat anyway?
No, I skip it. That's what everybody should do, because if you're just voting for somebody because it's politics, we shouldn't talk about that. But if you're just voting to vote without being educated about it, you're either taking votes away from somebody that should get it, or you're adding votes to somebody that shouldn't get it. You just don't cast your vote, and it all evens out in the end.
I don't know. I go sweeping Democrat, man. What can I say?
That's because you live in Atlanta.
Or write-in. Maybe I go write-in vote sometimes.
There you go.
Anyhow, but all this to say, I don't want to not win stuff. So keep voting for me if you have been voting for me. Because it feels good to win stuff.
Next year, nominate Obstacle Racing Adventures, because total snub job in 2018. They deserve to be on that podcast.
I don't know how they weren't nominated. That really is not. I really don't know how they weren't nominated.
I mean, they were nominated, but like their name had to be in there. I guess you just had to have a minimum number of nominations, I guess.
Well, wait a minute. One of you wasn't. Wasn't it you that wasn't nominated then? Somebody was not nominated.
I was nominated. We were in there.
Okay. I feel like they weren't.
They were not. So
that's what I'm saying.
No, I don't know.
What do you feel about Will Hicks drawing votes away from me, though? How do you feel about that?
Well, it was a futile effort, so I don't think you have to spend too much time worrying about it. Next year might be a different story.
Well, wait a minute. What's going to happen next year?
He's going to go on like a 6-month-long tirade. Or maybe he'll come back and say that you can vote for us now because we want to win. So
I'm probably going to end up cutting this out, but seriously, when I heard that sticker thing, I was blown away.
I mean, he could have come up with a better giveaway than a sticker to draw votes because it obviously didn't work that well.
But wasn't it a low blow?
Nah, I mean, he's just trying to, trying to help out a friend.
I guess.
You put too much stock in it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. I'm very sensitive.
Clearly.
What's that behind you? What is that painting to your right?
That's a mountain. That's the moon and the forest.
Okay. Is there any other Spartan news we were going to talk about?
They finally announced the North American Championship.
They announced the U.S. Series and the North American Championship since we last talked.
They did. It's like when a player is already signed with a sports team and hasn't announced it yet, but everybody knows about it. It was the least surprising news in all of OCR news. But at least we have it now, and we can schedule our travel plans.
Which of the U.S. Series will you be at?
I will be at Jacksonville. I will be at. Let me just pull up the schedule really quick. Where the crap is it? I lost it. I will be at Jacksonville. I will be at Palmerton. Palmerton's not in there. I'll be at probably Utah. So a couple of them. Oh, we'll be at Palmerton, Molly says. Palmerton is part of it.
Can Molly appear on the show? Is she allowed to?
Molly cannot appear on the show at the moment.
Why not?
Because I'm tucked into a tiny corner and there's probably no room for her here.
All right.
So maybe I'll have her do a race review for you next year, though.
That would be fun.
All right. We'll do that.
I was going to yell her name, but you got your headphones on. I was going to be like, Molly! Hang on. Well, you know what's hilarious? Whenever I have to Google like Spartan US Championship Series, like you still can't find stuff. It's like I find my own articles, right? I have to go to fucking Discord.
That's what I do.
Josh's secret Discord group to look up information.
Hey, the 84 of us that are on there are the most well-informed group of OCR participants.
Yeah, dude. If Discord catches on, you're gonna be the
I got a good head start.
You definitely, you're the whatever of Discord.
We'll see. Once race season kicks in, we got high hopes. We'll see.
Well, I don't know. Is OCR still skewing older?
I mean, I have to imagine that the average age is definitely mid-30s, right?
Right. Discord is a young man's game, isn't it?
I don't know. I mean, I don't have any demographics to confirm or deny that, but I feel like people that are using it and playing games and that kind of stuff while they are younger, I don't know if they're the majority younger. I think it's a pretty even segment. We'll see. I'm going to have to do some research.
All right. Well, I'm going to be at Seattle. Hopefully it looks like I'm going to be at Seattle. I've never been to Seattle Spartan. So I'm excited. The first trail race series is there. I'm very excited to check that out. And maybe I can make Alabama or Florida.
Jacksonville. It's not a long drive for you. It's like 5 hours.
5, 6.
So, well, we'll be there.
Okay.
And we're going to probably come down to Atlanta to do Ragnar Trail because I'm hoping they bring that black loop. So Molly and I might just go down in 2%.
What's the black loop?
Come on, Matt Davis. You don't know what the black loop is?
And I get a lot of Ragnar emails.
So they're
a sponsor.
A couple months ago, they did an event in California, and they had this thing called the Black Loop. It's a 2-person. You'll have to Google it because they have a story. It's a 2-person team event. You run the red, yellow, and green loops as a team on Friday. And I think you do it twice. I think you do red, yellow, green, red, yellow, green. And then on Saturday, they build a special 18-mile unsupported black loop that the two of you have to run together.
What? There's no way they have an 18-mile loop in Georgia, dude. There's not enough. They don't have enough space to do it.
They probably don't have enough space, but they did that in California. So we'll see. If it comes to Atlanta, we're definitely going.
Okay. There was a test November 9th and 10th.
Yep.
Okay. It's sold out for Los Coyotes. 18 miles with loads of elevation. Yeah, there's no way they'll get that for Georgia. They might get a 10er, maybe. Mm-hmm. The newest experiment from the Ragnar Innovation Lab. Has nobody been talking about this? So how did it go?
Nobody's talking about it.
Well,
I don't know how it went.
You should come to Georgia because it's a fun one. I've done it the last several years. They finally changed the loops up, I think 2 years ago. It had been the same loops. We were getting pretty sick of it. But it's a great event. JD and I are going, we're going 2-man ultra team as WTM training.
Nice.
And it was my idea, and he agreed. And I don't think they technically let you do it, so I think we're going to have to, I don't know if we're going to have to figure it out, but
well, you can just fudge it and throw my name on your team. If you
I've
need to
done
add a
so.
person.
So the first year I did the ultra, the first 2 years, because to me it was like, who wants to run 13 miles over 24 hours? Like boring, right?
Right.
So I always did ultra, but then when it was the same loops and there's always another race that weekend, I'm like, all right, I'll just do the regular. But I messaged JD and I go, wouldn't it be fun just to like just do 2 people and maybe run the first couple loops together just to kind of get going, and then do a red, yellow, green, and the other person do red, yellow, green, or do onesies, twosies, whatever you decide to do.
Right.
But just see how long it would take, and maybe sleep some, maybe we don't sleep at all. But I would love to see you down there is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I'll definitely, the plan right now is to definitely be down there. So.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's not that they don't have like technically, I guess they could, but they're not going to go off the path. Like Spartan goes off the path. It's the same course that Spartan does. You've never done a Spartan Georgia in all your travels. You've never done Spartan Georgia.
I've never raced in Georgia at all.
And you're friends with Matt B. Davis?
I know.
You might even be good friends with Matt B. Davis.
I would consider myself good friends.
Why don't you come down to Georgia Spartan then?
When is Georgia Spartan?
I don't know. April, you could stay at my house. I would even let you and your girlfriend stay at my house. That's how nice I am.
We'll figure it out. Hang on. When the crap is it? Creek Peak, Alabama? No. Atlanta Sprint, April 13th.
And then we have a fall one, I think, as well.
Oh, isn't that when Trail is?
Trail Ragnar.
I think that's Trail Ragnar.
So sneak out, do the Spartan, and come back.
Hold on. I got my whole race season on calendar here.
That
It is Trail Ragnar, so it's the same weekend as the Spartan race.
Want to go do the sprint on Sunday?
So I think we just got booked into doing Ragnar Trail and then the Atlanta Sprint.
Totally. That's what you should totally do.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
All right, we'll make that work.